Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News Broadcast. We are coming to you live from Rupavahini's News Studios. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
I'm Movin Hettiarachchi, and today is the 16th of January 2025, and here are today's headlines. China invests $3.7 billion in constructing new oil refinery in Hambantota. Chinese government to support the government's program Rich Country Beautiful Life. Two leaders of Sri Lanka and China have agreed to strengthen the bilateral relationships between the countries under a 21-fold program. The government introduces a relief package for small and medium-scale entrepreneurs who have faced difficulties in paying back loans. Many areas in the island to experience thunder showers. A flood warning has been issued for people living in either sides of Malwatuaya. Israel launches heavy attacks on Gaza prior to the implementation of the ceasefire. 81 killed. Now to those and more stories in detail. On today's top story, Chinese Prime Minister Li Qiang says that China will extend its support to the present government's program to create a rich country and beautiful life for the people in Sri Lanka.
The Chinese Premier made these remarks when he met President Anurukumara Dissanayake in Beijing today. The third day of the President's official visit to China ended today successfully, providing huge direct foreign investment amounting to $3.7 billion US. The Chinese Prime Minister warmly welcomed President Anurukumara Dissanayake, stressing China's support for Sri Lanka to the utmost. The Chinese Premier commended the government's new program initiated to create a corruption-free country. At this meeting, President Anurukumara Dissanayake said that China-Sri Lanka friendship is running to the era before the Chinese monk Fahin. The President requests the Chinese Premier or the Prime Minister to support the government's move to alleviate poverty and digitalize Sri Lanka. The President also recalled the enormous support given to Sri Lanka by the friendly China, expressed his gratitude to Chinese government and the people. The two leaders also held a lengthy discussion on further enhancing the long-term friendship between the two countries and promoting investment. They also focused special attention on cultural exchange, trade and political cooperation. Meanwhile, marking the largest investment received by Sri Lanka at the President's official tour to China, an agreement was also signed to construct new oil refinery in Hambantota at a cost of $3.7 billion US. This agreement was signed between the Ministry of Power and Energy and the Sinopec company in China. Minister of Transport, Highways, Ports and Civil Aviation Bimal Ratnayake said that Sri Lanka has signed an agreement with Sinopec, which will see the Chinese International Petroleum Corporation invest $3.7 billion in a state-of-the-art oil refinery with a capacity of 200,000 barrels constructed in Hambantota. The minister also expressed that a substantial portion of the refinery output is planned for export, further enhancing the nation's foreign exchange earnings. He also stated that this major investment from China is expected to bolster Sri Lanka's economic growth while uplifting the livelihoods of low-income communities in the Hambantota area. Meanwhile, President Anurukumara Dissanayake invited the Chinese investors to invest in Sri Lanka, stressing the fact that there is a stable administration and transparent economy in Sri Lanka. He made these remarks joining an investment session jointly organized by Chinese state and private companies today as the chief guest. Among these companies are the representatives from China Tianjin Corporation, China Harbour Engineering Company, China Petrochemical Corporation, Metallurgical Corporation of China, China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, China Energy International Holdings. In addition, Senior Deputy Chairman of the Huawei Company, Jeff Wang, Director of the leading motor vehicle manufacturing company, BYD, Yun Ling, Director and Chairman of the China Trade Group, Shi Dai, Chairman of the China Communication Construction Company Wang Tonshu and Chairman of the Sinopec Ma Yongsheng were also present at this meeting. The meeting between President Anurukumara Dissanayake and Chairman of the Standing Committee of the Chinese National People's Congress, Zhao Laji, was held today as well. The chairman, Jalaji, stated that China is committed to Sri Lanka's independence, territorial integrity and sovereignty. He further said that China's National Congress expects to continue cooperation with Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, President Anurakumara Dissanayake also joined in a floral tribute before the Chinese public hero monument at the Tiananmen Square in Beijing today. Tomorrow will be the last day of the president's China official tour. The leaders of the two countries have agreed to further strengthen the China-Sri Lanka relationship program under 21-point program. This has been finalized through the joint declaration issued based on the China official tour of President Anurakumara Dissanayake. The two sides share the view that China and Sri Lanka have consistently respected each other, treated each other as equals and stood by each other over 68 years of diplomatic ties and set a fine example of friendly interactions and mutually beneficial cooperation between countries of different sizes. China, appreciating the stand of Sri Lanka regarding One China policy, also extends support to safeguard the freedom, sovereignty and territorial integrity of Sri Lanka. Platforms as the Silk Road Workshop and carry out more livelihood programs in Sri Lanka in accordance with the principles of planning together, building together and benefiting together, open, green and clean cooperation and high standard, people-centered and sustainable development. China also pointed out its dedication to actively support the new government of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka expressed its high appreciation for the valuable support it has received from China in times of financial difficulties, including the vital assistance in restructuring China-related debts, which was a robust support for Sri Lanka to effectively dealing with the debt issue. Sri Lanka expressed its desire for the early implementation of the agreed debt restructuring plan together with Chinese financial institutions. China will continue to encourage Chinese enterprises in investing in Sri Lanka to facilitate economic transformation and sustainable development in Sri Lanka. The two sides agreed to expand cooperation in such fields as logistics, green development and digital economy to propel their high-quality and mutually beneficial practical cooperation. The joint statement includes marine cooperation, education, health, cultural enhancement of cooperation in laws and development areas.
The government has introduced a package to provide concessions to small and medium-scale entrepreneurs who are facing difficulties in repaying debts. The Finance Ministry says that the value of the loans obtained during the last 5 years by 494,000 entrepreneurs have been 886 billion rupees. Those entrepreneurs face great difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemics, the Easter Sunday attacks and the collapse of the economy after the 2022. Along with other external reasons, the government has taken the decision after considering the entire situation. This relief package was developed in collaboration with the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan Banks Association, the SME sector representatives, applicable government agencies and for more. This has been prepared in a long-term insight to provide breathing space for the affected SMEs while ensuring the stability of the banking sector. SME borrowers obtain credit facilities from licensed banks which have been classified as Stage 3 non-performing loans or after the 1st of April 2019. Accordingly, suspension of Sparate law has been extended until the 31st of March in order to facilitate the plan of debt restructuring for small and medium-scale entrepreneurs. Accordingly, considering the repayment ability of a loan is due to be provided to upgrade businesses to the original position. According to the communique released by the Ministry of Finance, an adverse crib report shall not be the only reason for a rejection of loan applications from the eligible borrowers who are under this. Discussions are ongoing for maximum loan repayment period to be extended for 10 years subject to grievances handling processes for the aggregated parties. It would be assured under this process of auctioning properties for a maximum price to establish mechanism between banks and the loan purchaser in the auctioning properties.
The central bank recently commenced the first program of digital payment promotion campaign for 2025 in Hambantota. The program was commenced at the administrative complex of Amagam Ruhunupura. The inauguration ceremony was held under the auspices of Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe, under the theme Shaping the Future Through Digital Transactions. The aim of the program is to associate the people for digital transactions. It is being operated under the strategic plan of the Central Bank and the government in order to achieve economic development consisting sustainability and financial inclusion through digitalization. The new technological method of digital transactions play an important role in upgrading the living standards of the people and to achieve the economic development of the country. Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe said that the President has emphasized the program.
Janit Madhushanka De Silva, alias Podilasi, has been taken into custody in India. He has been arrested by the Indian police when he fled to India on breaching bail conditions in accordance with information provided by Sri Lankan police. Police media spokesman SSP Bodhika Manathunga said that Janit Madhushanka De Silva, alias Podilasi, has been convicted by the Galle High Court in 9th of December 2024. The court has imposed foreign travel ban on the accused until the next day of the hearing. Sri Lankan police has been able to disclose information that the accused has illegally migrated, breaching the bail conditions under the circumstances. Later on, the police has detected that the accused was in India. The accused has been taken into custody by Indian police today after the exchange of information between the Indian authorities. The when acting the IGP personally intervened in this case. It is expected that the accused will be extradited to Sri Lanka in the near future and legal action will be initiated after reporting the facts to the courts pertaining to his breaching of bail conditions. 2 persons have died in a shootout near Magistrate Court in Mannar this morning. The shooting was done by 2 persons who arrived in a motorcycle, according to the police. Another 2 persons have been wounded in the incident. The group of people who came to appear in the court pertaining to an assassination incident in the area of Mannar have been the victims of the shooting. It has been revealed that there are 2 assassinations in 2022 and another 2 assassinations in 2023, since there has been a clash between the 2 groups for a very long time in the area. The reasons for the clash has been based on an incident on a kart race that was held in 2022. The police further said those incidents have been connected with the shootout which happened today. Police say there have been a shooting in around 2:15 p.m. in a shop in Kalubola area today. According to reports, 2 persons who came in a scooty motorcycle have shot 5 times in the shop using a firearm of a 9mm caliber. No one has been injured in the shootout.
The Meteorology Department says that intermittent rains or thunder showers would occur in the Uva province and Matale and Nuwara districts. The department further says that showers or thunder showers at some places during night would occur in Sabaragama province and Hambantota, Galle and Mathura districts. According to our correspondent, the Kantha tank is in spate due to the continuing heavy rains. 2 sluice gates of the tank have been opened, which is releasing a volume of 350 cubic feet per second to the exit canal, according to engineer in charge of Kantha reservoir. Our correspondent says that all reservoirs in Ampara district are overflowing due to the activation of northeastern monsoon. It has been reported that the Senanayaka Samurda and Inginiagala in reaching the level of overflowing. Many areas have been inundated due to overflowing of all the tanks under small irrigation and Vaunia district. Sungavila approach road and to Somavati sacred site is still inundated due to overflowing of Mahavali river. Nachduva reservoir is in spate for the 7th time. According to reports, 6 sluice gates have been opened 1 foot each. The water levels of Moragahakanda and Kaluganga reservoirs have increased with continuing heavy rains in upper catchment areas. Sluice gates of Kaluganga reservoir have been opened due to this condition and a volume of 800 cubic feet per second is being released, according to engineer Susanta Bandara in charge of Moragahakanda reservoir zones. It has been requested from the residents around Kaluganga reservoir and Alahera to remain vigilant. About 1,000 farmlands are underwater in Madrigeria Divisional Secretariat due to continuing heavy rains, according to our correspondents. Several roads have been blocked due to fall of earth mounds, causing disruptions to vehicular transport due to the heavy rains experienced in the eastern slope of the Central Hills. Meanwhile, earth mounds have fallen onto some parts of the Adikaragama Marymount Road in Hangranketa. Our correspondent says that a thick fog is prevailing in the Haputale town and surrounding hilly areas both day and night. Police inform the drivers to be careful in driving amidst the fog.
Israel and Hamas have reached a ceasefire agreement after 15 months of devastating war that has left Gaza, which was home to 2.3 million Palestinians, in ruin. The deal, which is expected to be implemented in 3 phases starting on Sunday, was approved by the Hamas yesterday. An Israel cabinet meeting, which was expected to approve it today, was delayed. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu blamed the Hamas for the last-minute crisis. Netanyahu's far-right allies have refused to back the deal. The agreement, spread over 3 months, will see a surge in humanitarian aid, gradual withdrawal of Israeli forces and a release of the Israeli captives in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. The deal, mediated by Qatar, Egypt and the United States, also talks about post-war reconstruction efforts in the Palestinian enclave, where more than 60% of the buildings have been destroyed and the damage in the non-stop Israeli bombardment since October 7, 2023.
A program to clean a stretch of 33 kilometers of beach area from Bogoda, Panadura to the Benthota River in the Kalathura district will commence on the 25th of this month. The aim of the program is to maintain the natural environment with its pristine beauty under the Clean Sri Lanka program. District Secretary G.M. Janaka K. Gunawardana said that it is expected to maintain sustainably under the program. He said that for this purpose there are 38 tourist hotel businesses identified in the beach area. The maintenance of the beach stretch in front of their hotels would be entrusted on them. He added that steps will be taken to provide travel facilities to the people in the stretch of 33 kilometers, although the maintenance of it would be with the hotels. It also has been planned to clean the area once in every 2 weeks through the community police of the area, divisional secretariats, various organizations and integrating non-governmental organizations as well. He further said that steps will also be taken to beautify the beach by removing garbage with the help of various organizations, and the people of the area would be enlightened as to how the beach is maintained. A recycling of garbage would also be conducted according to the district secretary. He also said that it has also been planned to continue with necessary programs to bring in a change of attitudes of the people and necessary guidelines in this regard. All sections connected with the clearance of containers, including customs and port officials, are taking steps to reduce the container congestion in the harbour.
1,615 containers were released through the main terminal today as well. The government has instructed the concerned parties to end the container congestion, maintaining a 24-hour service. Accordingly, steps have been taken to clear the containers quickly and release them. 1,337 containers have been released through the gates of the harbour today. Accordingly, it has been able to release a large number of containers congested in the harbour. Since the release of the containers through the gates is less compared to the number of containers released from the port terminals, the congestion still remains. Sri Lankan customs say that the expiry of the deadline of the permissions granted for the import of rice, the clearance of rice stocks from the 2 ships has commenced today. The Additional General of the Customs, Sivali Arugodas, made this observation, expressing his views to media. Additional Director General of Sri Lankan Customs, Sivali Arugodas, said that the permission and the time frame granted for import of rice by the government has ended on the 10th of January midnight. After this period, 2 ships have arrived in Sri Lanka with rice containers. Unloading the containers of the 2 ships was carried out on the 13th and the 14th of January, according to the Additional Director General. He added that the 353 containers in the 2 ships have been unloaded in the Colombo harbour, and the permission given for the clearance of those consignments ended on the 10th of January by midnight. He further said that since then there is no possibility of clearing the stocks of rice without special permission from the government. He added that in this consignment there are about 147 containers of rice. imported by State Trading Corporation, and it contains about 3,800 metric tons of rice. According to the Additional Director General, the government has issued the import permits for the clearance of the consignments, and the Sri Lanka Customs has already started releasing the stocks of rice by now.
A meeting between President's Secretary Dr. Nandika Sanat Kumar Naika and United Arab Emirates Ambassador in Sri Lanka Khaled Nazar Alameri was held today at the Presidential Secretariat. The ambassador said that the UAE will continuously support for Sri Lanka's economic growth while further strengthening the bilateral relations with Sri Lanka. Pointing out that there is a conducive environment for investors in Sri Lanka, the UAE ambassador stated that there was no proper environment for investments in Sri Lanka during the past period. About 150,000 Sri Lankans are engaging in employment opportunities in the UAE. The ambassador further said that the UAE hopes to expand the opportunities for Sri Lankan migrant workers in future. Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock Dr. Susil Rana Singh has held a discussion with the officials of the Paddy Marketing Board at the Hector Kobacado Farmer Research Institute in Colombo. Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock Dr. Susil Rana Singh has said that all necessary measures have been implemented to prevent any malpractice, corruption or fraud at the Paddy Marketing Board whilst in purchasing paddy harvest in this season. He said that the board will start purchasing paddy harvest at the government certified price in the near future. He added that once the relevant Gazette notification is issued, Paddy Marketing Board will purchase paddy as a major partner of the government's paddy purchasing mechanism. Acting Minister of Transport, Ports and Civil Aviation Services Dr. Prasanna Kumara Gunasena joined an inspection tour at the railway yard premises in Ratmalana. The Acting Minister focused his attention to the shortcomings in the Ratmalana railway yard and many problems pertaining to the employees. Acting Minister of Transport, Ports and Civil Aviation Services Dr. Prasanna Kumara Gunasena said that before initiating major projects, the Minister has focused attention to three matters where the trains come at the right time, comfort of the passenger and the reaching of the destination without delay. Visiting Japanese parliamentarian Shinpei Matsuchi met Minister of Industries and Entrepreneurship Development Sunil Handunethi yesterday at his ministry. They held a lengthy discussion to further develop the existing cooperation between Japan and Sri Lanka. Japanese parliamentarian Matsushita stressed that political, economic, social and cultural relations between the two countries should be further strengthened. Minister Sunil Handunethi informed the Japanese delegation regarding the new government's policies and economic plans. Minister Handunethi invited the Japanese business community to invest in Sri Lanka since there are new investment opportunities in the automobile, graphite, rutile and ilmenite industrial sectors. The Japanese delegation focused special attention on investing in the ilmenite sector. The South Asian Agricultural Summit 2025 was initiated in Colombo yesterday under the patronage of Western Provincial Governor Hanif Yusuf. The summit has been organized by the Bharat Subcontinental Agricultural Foundation. Over 30 buyers have joined the summit to strengthen agricultural trade and cooperation in the region. Deputy Minister of Education and Higher Education Dr. Madhura Siniviratna held a discussion with the academic staff of the Sri Lanka Bhikkhu University at the Ministry of Education. Education activities in the university was temporarily stopped recently following a decision taken by the Senate of the university. The student bhikkhus were informed to move from the hostels. Buddhist monks of the academic staff informed the Deputy Minister regarding this decision taken by the Senate. The Deputy Minister focused attention on the measures needed to continue the educational activities in this university.
Now for more local items in brief. President of Export Awards ceremony will be held on the 17th of February at BMICH under the patronage of President Anwar Kumar Dissanayake. Sri Lanka Export Development Board has organized the ceremony for the 26th occasion. A media briefing regarding this was held today. Chairman of the State Pharmaceutical Corporation, Dr. Manju C. Veerasinghe, made a complaint to the CID yesterday regarding the false and baseless allegations leveled against the health services. The chairman stated that these are false and baseless allegations have been leveled against targeting the pharmaceutical supply network of the corporation and the health officials since past few weeks. Hingurangada Air Force camp is being constructed under international standard. Air Force Commander Air Marshal Udeni Rajpaksha flying a Y-12 aircraft as the pilot landed at the Hingurangada Air Force camp and inspected the quality standards of the runway. 2,500 meters long runway is being constructed jointly by the Sri Lankan Air Force, the Road Development Authority, Civil Aviation Authority and the Airports and Aviation Services Sri Lanka Limited. 11 passengers, including 5 school children, were injured in an accident of the two buses that collided each other in the 3rd milepost in Thongalla Veerakatiya main road. The accident occurred when a bus bound to Thongalla from Valasmulla attempted to overtake another bus towards the same direction. Minister Samantha Widiyaratne said that inspected the Lunwatua public fair premises in Uva Paranagama yesterday. The public fair, which has been constructed 5 years ago, has been abandoned. The premise has become a place of vehicle parking and a place of stray cat and cattle dogs. Special multicultural film exhibition, which was started at the Tarangame Cinema Hall to mark the 70th anniversary of Sri Lanka cinema, was held. We'll be back with foreign news after a short break.
Dua, did you brush your teeth?
Yes, ma'am. Eat.
Huta, is your school bag ready?
Yes, ma'am. Ready.
Did you lock the gate?
Yes.
Did you all check for dengue mosquito breeding places?
Yes.
Then good night.
Good night.
Exactly. Every day, everybody. Focus for dengue control.
Now on to foreign news. Bollywood actor Saif Ali Khan has been stabbed after an intruder invaded his home in Mumbai.
Khan, aged 54, was taken to a nearby hospital in Mumbai with 6 injuries, 2 deeper than the rest and 1 close to his spine. Khan's public representative also confirmed the incident, calling it an attempted burglary, adding that the rest of the family is doing fine. Later today, doctors have reported that Khan was on the path to complete recovery. Indian police said that the female employee at their home was also attacked and was being treated. Saif Ali Khan lives in an apartment in the western Mumbai suburb of Bandra, along with his wife Kareena Kapoor Khan.
Santana winds have died down across the greater Los Angeles area of the United States, helping firefighters bring almost 40,000 acres of ongoing wildfires under control. Fires have killed at least 25 people and swept through the residential communities, destroying more than 12,300 structures and forcing thousands to evacuate. The cause of the fires remain unknown, but the investigators are focusing on a specific scorched slope to discover the origins of the largest blaze, which is in the Pacifist days.
Prima Kutumi. Fantamai.
The Sri Lankan spinner Mahesh Theekshana has secured the 3rd place in the ICC one-day bowling rankings. This is the first time that he has joined the first 3 bowlers in the rankings. Mahesh Theekshana has reached the 3rd place, surpassing 4 places in the rankings by securing 663 points. He has played in 50 ODIs and has captured 72 wickets at an average of 26.23. He was able to get a hat-trick in the 2nd ODI between New Zealand and Sri Lanka, which has reached record books at the 7th bowler who demonstrated this skill. According to the rankings, the first place in ODI bowling has been secured by Rashid Khan of Afghanistan, while Kuldeep Yadav is in the 2nd place.
The Sri Lankan team, which secured gold, silver and bronze medals in the South Asian Veterans Open Athletic Championship, arrived in the island today from Naika Airport. The first ever South Asian Veterans Athletic Championship was held in India from the 10th to the 12th of this month with the participation of 2,500 players from 6 Asian countries. 20 athletes of Mercantile Services Athletic Association representing the country participated in the tournament, which included 6 females and 14 male players. Sri Lanka won 13 golds, 10 silvers and 5 bronze medals. Gang Tharin was able to win the men's 100-meter gold medal in the 30 to 35-year age category. A unique feature was Gayani Karunanika winning the gold medal in 100, 200, 400 and 800-meter events. Officials of the Mercantile Services Athletics Association were present to welcome the Sri Lankan veterans.
The Indian women's cricket team was able to record the highest total compiled in an ODI match yesterday with a match played with Ireland. The match was won by India by a margin of 304 runs, adding a host of new cricket records. The Indian women's team batted first after winning the toss in the game played at Rajkot. Accordingly, they scored 435 runs for the loss of 5 wickets, which has been recorded as the highest total scoring by Indian women's team. This has also been recorded as the fourth occasion where a team has crossed 400 mark in a women's ODI cricket match. Pratika Rawal, playing an excellent innings, scored 154 runs, while Smriti Madana scored 135 runs. Smriti Madana joined the history in this match as the player who scored the fastest century, while building a partnership of 233 runs between them. In reply, Ireland women's team was able to score 131 runs in 31.4 overs all out. India won the match by 304 runs, which has been recorded as the victory Indian women's cricket team recorded in ODI cricket. India won the series also 3-0. We have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel I. I'm Dilanjali together with Owen signing off. Good night.
Good night.